BMRforum.com, BMRodds.com. What is going on, boys? What is going on? Welcome back to episode number 20 of The Lobby. We are up to episode number 20, moving right along. But to introduce our guests, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Donnie Rightside. What's up, Donnie?
Hey, man, good to be here. Our weekly little powwow here. Things winding down in the NBA. It seemed like for a while that nobody was going to win in the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference straight-up sweeps. Same thing in hockey as well, but Major League Baseball, that's going to be the central focus for a couple of months here, so let's get ready for it.
All right, let's get ready. And Sammy, what's up? Sam's in charge.
What's up, Bobby? Just had a nice round on the golf course. Beautiful day today. Shot a solid 90. I'm still trying to consistently break that 90, but hit the ball real well today. I was happy with my performance.
All right. Glad to hear it. Did you win some money on any of the holes? Did you have any skin in the game?
No, so I play typically with my brother and my dad, and then we pick up like a fourth, just a random buddy or a friend. So we don't really play for money. But I did beat my dad for the first time earlier this year by a stroke, and then he beat me today by 2 strokes.
Nice.
Very nice.
Actually, no, he beat me by 4 today.
Awesome. And introducing this week one of our special guests, Baz. How you doing today, Baz?
Pretty good, man. Just happy to have my freedom and everything, and just keep the positive vibes going.
That's it.
Always
so
positive vibes.
Awesome.
You mentioned baseball. Full disclosure, I don't know if you guys remember. I'm a Pirates fan.
Oh.
I know they got off to that hot start, but we're kind of starting to see the Pittsburgh Pirates show up.
Pirates fan with the White Sox hat on?
So I have a tiny head. So when I go to buy hats, as soon as I get one that fits, I have to tuck in the ears and everything too. But as soon as I find one that fits, it's the one I have.
Doesn't matter the team, just matters about the fitting.
I mean, there's maybe like 1 or 2 teams I wouldn't buy, but yeah, I don't really care much. But yeah, so yeah, happy you guys are having me on here.
Let's
welcome in, man. There's Bobby. There he is.
There he is. Bobby might be a little bit frozen.
Take over, Sam.
We never really know what Bobby's going on with his connection or not. So with Bobby being a little bit frozen, we'll just start off, and we'll start with the NBA. With the NBA, obviously we already got a Denver sweep. Denver's got 9 days off before the June 1st NBA Finals. They're going to Bahamas, and they're coming back. We got a little bit of life with Boston. Donnie was telling me before the video, Boston's at about plus 280.
That's what it was this morning, down to 210. People are bad. They can't get enough of the Celtics right now, Sam.
Yeah, I think what's going on is the stool president, everyone's following Barstool, and the stool prez is a homeboy Boston. Everyone's buying them down. But if you really look at the lines, Boston's 8-point favorite going into Game 5. Looking to head to potential Game 7, you know that Boston's going to be a 9-point favorite. It might come down to that Game 6 where it's going to be a pick at home. So we'll go a little bit to Baz. Baz, what do you think? Does Boston come back from 3-1, or does Miami take it?
I think Miami takes it. I just think that they kind of, had beat up on them for 3 games. Thought, okay, I think they kind of just showed up last night thinking they were going to win. They probably thought, okay, let's just go put out a good first half. They'll mail it in the second half. Didn't quite happen, but I mean, I think Miami's going to close it out the next game. So
you think Miami takes it in Game 5?
Yes.
I love it.
How about
they did
you,
in 1
Donnie?
and 2? They did in 1 and 2. I didn't think they would win games, even though I did say they actually would win games 1 and 2. Deep down, it's like, oh, boy, that's a tall task to get both of them, and they did. I agree with Baz. Like, now's the time. Usually when it's like, okay, the Celtics are going to win, we force a Game 6. This is when the Heat step up. Like, no. Jimmy Butler's got this, 29 points, 10 rebounds. You know he's going to be in it. And the Celtics, how did they win the game last night? They shot the lights out from three-point range, shot over 50% as a team. I don't know if that's going to happen again. I trust the Heat. Even if the Heat don't get it done in Game 5, there's no way we go to Game 7. It's never happened before. Right. Nobody's ever came back in the NBA down 3-0 at this point. I don't think it's happening now.
No, I would have to. I definitely see Miami taking one of these last 2 to close it out for sure.
Yeah, and then on the other side, you're going to have the Nuggets with a 9-day advantage over either of them, even if Boston comes back. So looking forward, I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk about this next week, but is
Nuggets
Denver
will be well rested for sure.
Denver's the big favorite going into the finals. Is Denver the team to beat no matter who they play?
I think so. Jokic, to me, it's not even close. He's easily the best player in the NBA, and he has been for the last couple of years. And his game translates to the postseason too. You know, there's a lot of guys that we've seen in the past that they put up great numbers during the regular season. As soon as the postseason comes around, James Harden's a perfect example of that. When they need him, he's on a milk carton usually. So I just think, I mean, the way that he can control, I mean, the guy brings the ball up the floor. He's 280 pounds. He can bring the ball up the floor like a point guard. He can facilitate. I mean, the way that he's playing and the shooters around him, the way they're knocking down shots right now, I just think it's going to be tough for anybody to beat them in a 7-game series.
Yeah, he is averaging a triple-double, which is unheard of, especially as a big guy. I mean, Russell Westbrook did it for 2 years. Year 1, he got an MVP. Year 2, they almost downgraded it because he did it the year before. But he is averaging a triple-double in the playoffs, which is unheard of. He is the MVP. You know, Embiid got lucky to get it this year, but he is the MVP without doubt. What do you think about that, Donnie?
Yeah, Jokic is phenomenal. I mean, you're talking about a closeout situation on the road, getting a triple-double. It's unheard of. And yet when he gets one, most people go like, yeah, well, that's what Jokic is supposed to do. Hey, you know how hard it is to get a triple-double as a big man, getting that many assists in a game? And he continues to do that. He's been unbelievable. And even when he has to take his game to the next level, if you remember, he went on the road in a game in Phoenix and put up 53 points in that game. So when he needs to take it up a notch, he does it. Phenomenal talent here. They'll be rested and ready. And also the ultimate home field advantage, right? When you can be in elevation in Denver, that's why they have the best record in the NBA at home. That's going to help them out.
Exactly. No, it exactly will.
Yeah.
There's definitely home court advantage to Denver. Now, jumping over to the other playoffs, we have the NHL, Carolina and Florida tonight. Carolina's a small favorite, about 105, 110, depending on where you shop at. Donnie, what's your opinion on this one?
I mean, are we just going to keep riding Florida? Like, has anybody scored? But we could be out there 5-0 against Bobrovsky and nobody can score on the guy. This game's probably going to overtime again. Florida's going to win. But how about this, too? Like, we talk about a 3-0 series lead. The Panthers' price tonight, like a -110, -115. It's a relative pick 'em tonight, which is incredible.
Very short.
It could go technically either way. But are we really going to go against the Florida Panthers? I just can't do it here with Bobrovsky. He's been awesome.
No,
not only that, I believe they've played 8 straight unders as well. The Panthers,
amazing. Yes,
I think it's 5.5 tonight.
Amazing.
Like you got to like the under there if it's 5.5 still.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I totally agree with Baz. I don't care who wins this game. This should be an under all
1-0,
day.
2-1.
The players are tired. They're going into constant overtime games. You know, I had a thread over across the street a few years ago about just blindly betting every NHL playoff under because what wins championships? It's good goalkeeping. You know, even if you look at the Rangers can't score, but what can they do is defend, and their goalkeeping is great. So unders is what wins NHL playoffs. So goals isn't what wins it. Goals is what gets you the win. But if you win NHL playoffs, it's by your goalkeeping, and goalkeeping means unders. Unders all day.
Exactly. Now, guys, if you haven't already had a chance to sign up for our poker tournament this coming weekend, it'll be on Sunday. Donnie, glad to see you.
I'm telling you, man. I sat in that lobby at 8 o'clock on Saturday night going like, where is everybody at? Sunday, I had no idea it was that night. I log on Monday to check it and see what happened. I'm like, where's everybody at? Of course, I was the only one there waiting on Saturday night like an idiot. I got a good laugh out of that, so I'll be in it this Sunday night for sure. My goodness, man.
I will say the Sunday's a better date. Every time it's on a Saturday, I feel like, I'm available, and then I actually do something. I'm like, hey,
I'm such an idiot, man.
I'm out getting drunk, or I'm out playing video games with the boys or something like that. I'm like, hey, Sunday night is a little bit better. I got to work the next day.
I'll be there Sunday night. Absolutely. So count me in.
All right. Awesome. And guys, real quick, volunteers are needed for BMR Odds. So if you have any interest in volunteering with BMR Odds and, helping us out a little bit, that would definitely be appreciated. Go ahead and post in that thread. Go ahead and send BMR Forum a message. Let them know that you're interested in helping out on BMR Odds. We greatly appreciate the help. But, guys, I don't know if you caught this new NFL kickoff rule that's going to be in place for the 2023 season. If you have not, basically the ball will be put in play at the receiving team's 25-yard line if there's a fair catch on either a kickoff or a safety kick behind the receiving team's 25-yard line. What do you guys think of that? Donnie, we'll go to you. And the NFL is saying that they are doing it with the goal of improving player safety.
Which is ridiculous. Now, first off, like, I actually don't mind the rule technically because I don't like the kickoffs, because I always feel like, and if you follow me on Twitter, I always say this. If a guy rings the ball out of the end zone like it's 2 yards deep, I'd cut him in a heartbeat. Just give me the ball at the 25, because we know how it turns out. You run the kick back to the 20, you get a holding penalty, you start at the 10. What are you, an idiot? Just take it at the 25. But having said that, with the NFL, actually turning in this to, we're going to do it because of safety, is ridiculous. They play Thursday night football games. They don't care about the player safety overall. So hiding behind that is ridiculous. And also, are we another step closer? We're to have no kicking game outside of just field goal attempts. Special teams are a big part of the game. I don't understand why we're actually doing this at this point and then hiding behind safety. Everybody knows football is a violent sport. Just because you have a kickoff, it's not going to change anything to me. I mean, come on now.
No, I think you're exactly right. I still think the players are going to be prone for injuries regardless of whether they
always.
kickoff, no kickoffs. So, what are they really trying to accomplish?
Yeah. Yep.
Baz, what's your take on this?
I mean, I saw it coming, kind of. Some of the stories in the offseason, when they mentioned it, it seemed like it was getting steam. It doesn't surprise me that much. As far as the way that I personally handicap football, I don't think it's really going to change a lot for me. I mean, I'm just hoping that, we don't, because sometimes there's certain plays that happen in special teams that you get once, twice a year. I just hope that we're not going to miss out on any of those. But at the same time, like, I saw it coming, I'm not surprised. So it's not going to change anything for me as far as how I handicap the sport.
Right, and as it shouldn't. That's not going to really make a big difference. Sammy, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Baz. It's not really going to change the way that you handicap a game, but I do agree with Donnie. If you're 5 yards deep in the end zone, I don't care that they do a touchback. But if the offensive strategy is to kick the ball at the 5 yard line so that they have to return the ball to maybe the 22 and then they gain those 3 yards, now the offense gets an advantage to calling a fair catch at the 5 yard line, where it's maybe the strategy of the special teams to kick the ball there. I think that's diffusing some of the strategy of the sport. I know that when I saw Schefter tweet that, he made a note that say that a lot of special teams coaches were not in favor of that. Obviously, the rule passed, but, it's tough for special teams coaches. Like Donnie said, you're taking a lot of the strategy, or you're basically taking those players off of the board. So what's the purpose of them other than just blocking? So it really does negatively affect the game. Player safety, yada, 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 but I don't like it long term.
Right. No, I definitely agree with that. Baz, I know you touched on futures. What do you have for this upcoming season for futures?
So like I said, when I saw on the 10th, I don't think he had his deal yet then. You said it's 10.5 now?
Yeah, so 10.5 with a plus money. Yeah.
I've got an over 8.5 juiced minus 140. I took Colts under 6.5 plus 125. That's also my team. I actually like Anthony Richardson. I think he's going to be fine. But I do think it's going to take a while for Steichen and them. It's going to kind of look a lot like Jalen Hurts did when Steichen was with him last year. So I'm looking for a big jump Richardson next season. This year, I don't think they're going to be that good. I think they win maybe 4 or 5 games. I think Jacksonville's, as long as they stay healthy, I don't see how they don't win that division. I haven't made any plays on division winners. I also did take a little bit of Steelers over 8.5 minus 115. I'm a little bit higher on Kenny Pickett than some people.
Okay.
And I'm really high on George Pickens. So I think obviously the coach, he's never had a losing season. I like Pittsburgh Steelers over 8.5 so far.
All right. Well, best of luck with this upcoming football season. And Donnie, starting with you, do we have any other sports picks for this upcoming week or weekend?
Yeah, not too much looking forward to the weekend, but I am interested to see if we do get a Saturday night game 6 here in the NBA and at least give us some Celtics and Heat to watch. That could be a lot of fun. And granted, if there is, that means that the Celtics did win game number 5. And certainly, I think the Heat would win that. But also, if you take a look at Major League Baseball tonight, there's some decent action a little bit later on. Yeah, I got burned yesterday. I had the Boston Red Sox team total over 4.5. Thought it was a great play. Woke up in the morning and saw they had 2 hits and no runs yesterday. Unbelievable stuff. But tonight, you might be able to go back to them tonight with a team total as they are playing the Angels, and Anderson is on the mound. Very high xFIP numbers. They should wake up. And also, if you are betting the Oakland Athletics, good luck to you, because every single game, it's an uphill climb.
Yes, it is. And hopefully once they move out here to beautiful Las Vegas, they will change things around.
Fortunes turn around.
Exactly.
Getting away from the possum in the booth at the Coliseum.
Yeah, exactly.
Baz, do you have anything else sports related for this week or this weekend, buddy?
I'm just NFL Network, just where they have, everybody in their basketball shorts warming up. It's always kind of like, to me, it's like when I listen to the Buster Olney podcast in the spring, it's still snowing here, but I can hear the birds. Like that's kind of like when I see those training camp on NFL
close.
Network.
Yeah,
exactly. It's close.
It's coming. Sammy, you got anything else for us sports related this week?
Yeah, I mean, the French Open. Let's talk a little bit of tennis.
How's the tennis
clay?
What's the record?
So tennis is going pretty good. I had a good run last week, not a great run. So we're 440 and 325. We're still hitting 57.5% plus.
There you go.
52 units plus 5,200. So we're having a great year overall. But here we go. We're going into the French Open, the second major of the year. It starts on Sunday. Big storyline in men is that Rafael Nadal is not playing this year. He's basically said that he's taking a few months off and he's going to go one more push for the 2024 season to kind of have his retirement year. So Nadal is out of the French Open. So that is big. So you're going to have the favorite is Carlos Alcaraz. Novak Djokovic is the second choice. I personally am playing Djokovic for the future. I got him at plus 210 a few weeks ago. Alcaraz is the favorite, and he should be the favorite, but Djokovic is still the man to beat. They called the big three for a reason, Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. They have been absolutely dominating the sport since 2005. So last week, Rome was the first time that either Nadal or Djokovic wasn't in the finals, again, since 2005. So 18 years, those three guys have just been absolutely dominating the sports. The statistics are just unheard of between those three guys and anyone else. So until someone consistently can beat the best, it's Djokovic versus the world. Now, his form isn't necessarily the best. He hasn't won any clay court tournaments this year. He hasn't even made a semifinal, which is shocking, but I don't care. 3 out of 5 is a different breed than 2 out of 3. So take last week's quarterfinal match of Holger Rune beating him in 2 out of 3. Now he's got to beat him in a third set. So the mental toughness of Djokovic, who is a 22-time Grand Slam winner, is just different than anyone else. On the women's side, you're starting to form a big three. You got Iga Swiatek, you got Sabalenka, who Sabalenka can override Swiatek in the number 1 overall, which is kind of big news. And then you got Rybakina. There was 3 Master Thousands in the women's, and Swiatek, Sabalenka, and Rybakina won all 3 of those events. So you're starting to form a big three in women's tennis. So it's those 3 versus everyone else. If someone can beat those 3, again, to win that Grand Slam, I'd be shocked to see that. I think it's those 3 versus the field on the women's side. I will be breaking down the brackets as they come out Thursday and Friday, and I will probably have a long video previewing the brackets of the men and women for the French Open this coming weekend. But I am super pumped. It's a 128-person bracket on the men's and on the women's. It is March Madness for tennis with one additional round. It is the best fucking week for tennis for me. I can't wait. I got the day off on Sunday. 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it starts because it's 6 hours ahead. And I will be up for 13 hours for every day watching it. It's glorious. I can win $1 million, I can lose $1 million, but
you sound like a kid at Christmas.
It's not really $1 million. We're talking hundreds and thousands, but yeah, there'll be tons of action. I fucking can't wait.
Nice.
All right. Well, best of luck with that, and make sure you guys jump into Sammy's tennis thread. He's gonna have all his picks, his breakdowns, his videos in that thread, and hopefully, Sammy, you can lead us and all the posters here at BMR to some winning tennis this weekend.
Go. Oh yeah.
But Sammy, how can our posters follow us on social media?
Yeah, if you're as excited as I am and as involved in the forum as we all are, definitely give us a follow, get some likes, and get some baller coins. Baller. So if you are on Twitter, BMR odds, or no, what is it? BMR forum. Twitter is BMR_.
There you go.
BMR _reviews, I believe it is.
_ reviews. And hang on, I'm on Twitter right now. Because actually, the Twitter is really good. It's Bookmakers Reviews. It's at BMR Reviews. If you're on Twitter, It is at BMR Reviews. Great content. Whoever runs that Twitter, I'm not even sure who runs it, but whoever run it consistently posts good topics to engage the conversation. Also post a lot of videos that you see circulating around social media. So the Twitter handle really does a good job of engaging. And then on the Instagram side, it's BMR_reviews. Definitely give them a follow, screenshot it, send it to Bobby, send it to Jeannie, and get yourself some baller coins.
Exactly. Thank you for that, Sammy. And just a quick shout out to BMR Social and especially Doug Upstone. I always enjoy reading his betting pulse that comes out pretty much every week. That gives a lot of great information about all the major sports. So thank you for that, Doug. You know, myself and the rest of the community definitely enjoy reading that. But best of luck with all the action, guys, on and off the form. And you guys have a great rest of the week.
See you, fellas.
Okay, take it easy, fellas.